Hello, hello! Alright, here we go. It took me a while to get this all set up, but yeah, here we go. We're just gonna do a quick review of my rank 1. There it is! Look at it! Look at it! Finally, after years, because I think SDS has been out for at least a year now. Yeah, finally got it. No surprise, it isn't lost on me the fact that I was able to get this done in basically Omni Tank season or Save Tank season, because this skill right here gives you the ability to run 2 saves in Summoner Duels, which is actually like invaluable, I think. That's definitely something that you shouldn't overlook in terms of how powerful is the word of a support that is to have in a game mode that has so few units or doesn't limit your ability to build teams. You can put so many different unit types together to make like your ultimate team. I feel like it's like I play a lot like sports wise. I play football, not American football, but like global football, the one that 2 billion people around the world know about. Actual with your foot. And one of the best things about that is that it has this characteristic that you can build your team a specific way, which is one of the reasons why I love Fire Emblem so much, because it has that characteristic to it of a build management system, which I guess you could say is like the basis for most RPGs or most games in general. There's going to be some type of anything that involves a team. There's going to be some type of build management component to it. But in any case, enough waffling. Here's the team. Goldmary here. I guess for this one it's going to be a bit longer because it's the rank 1 run. I mean, come on, what do you expect? With the Goldmary here with the Pavis, this is important for the Ike matchup. Against Emblem Ike. I guess like if you have enough merges, or ultimately like for me personally it's just like team build. If you build your team differently, you probably don't have to worry about Ike triggering his special, but for this team composition, she's basically the carry here.
I fear my
basically
charisma might be drawing too much attention.
basically the Pavis here, 50 versus 50% damage reduction versus what you get from Godlike Reflexes, which is what Guts there. What you get from Godlike Reflexes is 40. I feel like well, I don't feel the 10% makes a big difference in terms of non-pierceable damage reduction, in terms of whether or not you're able to survive that combat against Ike, and not only Ike but also Alphonse, because she will live against Alphonse, especially in Summoner Duels, for the first, with this build, for the first 3 to 4 turns. She should be able to survive for about 4 turns against Alphonse, because of course Alphonse gets stronger the more he attacks. Unfortunately, she isn't killing Ike or Alphonse, so this is really just a defensive build. You really want to build a team around her that supports, and that's what we got here. Corrin, this build, the shield fighter, not 100% a requirement. I mean, she is the far save on this team. She's the far save, and also I wanted to swap out the seal for something else, but I really just could not think of what to give her that would just make her like really that much better. And I also like really value the 5 health. As soon as they start like pairing that with other things aside from stats, like let's say 5 health plus guard or something, like as a seal, that's gonna be like whole new territory. I really hope that they like explore that. I think that it gives you a lot more build flexibility, because the speed and defense, while good, aren't necessarily what I was looking for. Triangle attack, I feel like you need this. Not necessarily for Summoner Duels, but you're going to need it for Ether Raids moving forward. I really hate this Air Order skill. The charge is cool, but I have, as you saw, I have Micaiah on this team, basically giving me the mobility. So the charge is kind of like void on this like team composition, but overall I just don't like the skill. I prefer the mobility that Caeda provides with her triangle attack, giving you the orders buff that allows you to just 2 spaces. I feel like that is better than charge. Even though charge allows you to go further, I'm just not a big fan of that Air Order skill. Primarily because it's restricted to flyers. If it was open to all movement types, or at least infantries, then I would probably appreciate it more, but it's a way too restricted skill. I don't like it. Looking to swap that out eventually. Halloween Anna. I've like since I've been taking SDS seriously, or the Summoner Duels in general, I've really just come around to this unit, as well as the Mia that was on the recent banner, but dual units, and she works with Goldmary to give the 99 healing. I find that to be invaluable, so that is why she is here. And also she very powerful with Potent, takes out a lot of stuff. Potent Astra, not Potent, I mean, well, I guess if you had Potent she'd work well with it too, but the true damage from Assassin Strike is fantastic on her. Zero damage reduction actually. She just she's pretty much paper. If she gets hit, she's probably gonna die. Aside from Excel here, but yeah, she's really strong. If you are paying attention, you would notice that I foddered a Brave Felix to this Halloween Anna. Definitely worth the investment. No regrets there. And then here is Ike. Dies to too many things at this point, but it's to be expected. It's been what, like 6 months or so. He's definitely shown his age. A lot of melee threats take him out. Before, like, you could count on one hand the amount of melee units that would actually be able to take out Ike, but now you have Jimbro, you have Goldmary if you build her with like Hardy Bearing, you have Caeda with Hardy Bearing, Bridal Sharena, no Hardy Bearing needed. Depending on how invested your Ike is, he will die to low investment, he'll die to Legendary Sigurd if you have like Potent, well no, not Occultist Strike and the Specialist Precharge. So many things, that's just like the 5 that come to mind. Brave Crown now can take him out. A lot of things kill that Ike at this point, but if you support him, which is again the caveat with tanking teams, the support makes the unit that much better, and he functions decently. This isn't like the best support, I actually have to say. Caeda here offering triangle attack, and that's about it. I guess there's some stats there from the soaring guidance and the drive, which is really for my Byleth here against the new duo Fjorm. That's really why she's here, supported by Caeda. What I would like to change is this skill right here. I would like to give her Life and Death for Verge of Death, my apologies, because it neutralizes the penalties through attack and speed and just guarantees that she's going to hit hard. This works well with Micaiah that I have on this team, but any debuffs to her attack makes it more difficult for her to take out that Fjorm. She kills everything else like most other range units pretty easily, but against Fjorm she really needs everything to make it matter. And here's the Fjorm build. Still dies to Bernie. I was surprised by, like, outside of Ether Raids, in just regular gameplay, she dies a lot. It's very easy to outspeed her in that Bernie matchup, so you're probably better off running Hardy Bearing on your duo Fjorm if you want to survive Bernie, or just like any unit that's going to like Desperation Quad. In Ether Raids you can build the speed on, or you can buff up her speed to an extent where you don't have to worry about the Bernie matchup. Because if Bernie doesn't get the 4 hits in, she is not going to take out Fjorm. But in other game modes, Bernie is a problem for Fjorm. So you probably want to go with Hardy Bearing there. And then we rounded off with this Bridal Micaiah. I still remember when she got her refine and how good I thought that her refine was. And I was just like so lucky to pick this up from Binding Worlds. And then I got a random copy off of a banner that she was just on. And I just randomly pulled a copy and I was like, yes! Would also like to upgrade her A skill to... what's that one that Veil has? Still Water, Crystalline Water, because it neutralizes debuffs to her attack and also buffs up her attack. Since she has effective damage, the higher her attack, the more damage she will do. It scales. So I'd like to swap that out. And just negating any debuffs on her attack is for the best. So that's one investment that I would look forward to making on her, to make on her in the future. Very, very good pickup from Binding Worlds. I was really fortunate to get that. And then we have Tamara, base get Tamara. Wasn't able to pick up an extra copy. She refused to come home. I got like 3 copies of Reagan. That's the thing about double shares. You usually don't get what you want. This is my Fogado build. Fantastic. He is so good. Trust. I don't even have to change the Luna. You can give him curve shot if you want, but he obliterates most things, man. You really don't need it. Especially because like to beat Fogado, you need DR halving or DR nullification on yourself. And most people aren't running that in their B slots because magic null follow-up and physical null follow-ups would be the skills that would get you that. And most people don't run that, and most units don't have that unless you're partnering with, let's say, the new Marin. Is that the right name? Marin? That came out on the recent banner. Where is she? Here. Marin. Fox Girl. I like her. She's super cool. But unless you have some type of DR having support, you're really just not taking out Fogado. He's really, really good. Same can be said about Amelia. I would love to be able to plus 10 her at some point. She is fantastic. The low, does she also give special acceleration? Yes. The low plus the special acceleration I find to be invaluable. It is so good, as this is one of like the few armors that also works well as a support unit. Like if there's ever a point where she's just dying to everything, you can still use her because that low and the special acceleration, it's such good support, man. I really wouldn't pass it up. I think she's better than Brave Corrin in that regards because of what she provides. The terrain, I guess, like for the AoE reduction terrain, I think it's not strong enough because I've said this so many times, 50% of 100 is 50, and that's a lot. As you can see here, she literally has 50 health, so if she's taking 50 from an AoE hit, she's probably gonna die. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of the stone terrains, aside from, let's say, on maybe Ike, but then even in his case, because it scales really well on Ike, but even in his case, it's still not enough. Well, sometimes. And then there's Felix on this team. You know, Felix. Felix. Menace. He's a menace. Definition of Black Air Force energy. I want to get Kanto on this setup, and I literally can't say this enough. This is a fantastic refine that just came out of nowhere. I still don't understand why they gave him this refine. He drive low. Drive what, plus 8 to all stats, plus how much is this, 7 true damage, or is it 14? 7 to himself and 7 to the, okay, plus 7 true damage for no reason. Yeah, that +7 flat damage reduction. So much stuff here on this set of very, very good refine. Oh, okay, sorry about that. Alright, so yeah, Seth, fantastic. I do want to get him some form of Canto. I think that would round out his kit in terms of mobility. What is a +7? I'm just getting into +10 because I think he deserves it. Maybe if I pick up a copy from I don't know. I don't think I would pick up a copy from Binding Rolls unless I like get nothing better. But yeah, he's definitely worth building. 100% recommend. And then the last team here, the team that is basically solo run. They basically soloed the whole thing here. This Caeda, she is the queen, man. She is so good. I really should have put Kanto, the tier 4 Kanto skill, Kanto Stomp, whatever they want to call it. But I couldn't get it. Well, I have one spare copy of Lucia, but unfortunately I kind of foddered some stuff to her, so I feel bad. I feel like it would be a waste of an investment to fodder her, so I don't know. We'll see what happens with that, but Caeda here definitely carried me, which you'll see in a bit. This A skill, I was so lucky to get this. It basically rounds out her kit. She takes no damage whatsoever, at the cost of, you know, not running distant counter. But yeah, this speed defense unity really rounds out her kit. She does so much work. Gust here, not 100% needed. I just threw that on. Not Gust, the Marth ring. Not 100% needed. I just threw it on just because. I guess it does pair well with the flat damage reduction or the extra damage reduction from Gust when it, you know, happens during combat or before combat, whatever the case may be. But she doesn't really need it because she's still taking no damage to begin with. Myr, fantastic. Another one of those armors that I would put in the same league as Amelia, although currently not as tanky as Amelia, but still very good. I went back and forth between trying to give her Aegis or Sacred Scowl because Marthring, of course, but I ended up going with this build because ultimately she's, as I said, not as good as Amelia. She's probably going to die anyway, but the Warp Bubble support is fantastic. There's so many matches I was like, why are they not attacking? And then I remembered, oh, Myr, they can't come. They can't get to me. But yeah, she partners very well with Becky here. What can I say? She's there hasn't been a mythic that changed the game this much since Elamine and Freyr, and she is definitely in that tier. So good. Yeah, nothing else to say about that. Originally I had Petra in that slot there, but you will see that she disappointed me quite a bit, so I swapped her out for Shez, and he put in a ton of work. Actually, I was quite surprised at how good he performed. And then of course you're familiar with Baby Duo Robin. They do what they do. I went with the Link skill for this run because of the Cancel 1. It was very good on this team in specific with positioning my units. So yeah, that is the team. There were some spots like I was considering. Also, I had, instead of this Micaiah here, well, no, this Micaiah here, Bridal Micaiah, I had Jimbro, but ultimately I decided that Micaiah was the better option because even with the bonus doubler support, Ike would still die, and also the bonus doubler support is removable if they have like Ploy or let's say Duo Thor, then you lose the stuff. So I figured like I'd much rather have a ranged combat unit instead of having to depend solely on Brave Byleth to take out everything from range. I felt like that was a little bit too much heavy on her, so I decided to get Micaiah in as well. And also, if she failed to kill something, Micaiah could come in and act as a cleanup unit. So that was the only other change I think that I made to the team composition. Special shoutouts. I want a special shout out to this Mia, who unfortunately was not able to make the team this go around, but she is fantastic. I vouch for her in terms of her just being a good unit. You can probably swap out the Speed Defense Prime. Prime is kind of trash. I just wasn't able to get enough copies of Excel to fodder it to her. That's really what I want to put there. Also for Thea, definitely want to give her Excel as well. I feel like that's her best A skill, as well as giving her Assassin Strike to swap out the Wyvern or the Pegasus Rift, because I mean, yeah, you get the flat damage reduction, and it doesn't give flat damage reduction. I think so, and also the speed follow-up thing, but you're just better off doing more damage, I feel like, and especially if you got Excel, you get flat damage reduction from that as well. So you're really better off running Assassin Strike, which is what I want to give Katria here, but it's one of the rarer skills. I just haven't been able to pick up very many copies of it. Although I guess it's not that rare because it is on Bernie, the new Brave Bernie, but Bernie has so much stuff that I want to fodder, so it's kind of difficult to pass it around. I foddered so many units from this Brave Banner, like a lot of units from this Brave Banner. I foddered them. But yeah, it's been 20 minutes and I haven't shown you a single match. We started off with 2 losses, and I did not like lose hope. Very nice Nino here. Nino's one of my units that I actually, this specific Nino, as well as the Caeda Nino as well. I think both of them, the design, color scheme, art, I really like both of them. And this one as well, referencing Jafar, although I think this probably should have just been Jafar in the end. But I still like both of them. This is a very good build. The match here, now what happened here, and this is probably going to be like a 40-minute video at least. I don't know how I'm going to get music in this, because I'm going to try something new to see if because sometimes there's like background noise and I want to like put some music over it and see how it works. I don't know. I'll give it a test. We'll see how it pans out. But this is the opponent's team. Pretty decent team. About what you expect. Mirabilis here, Spring Mirabilis, was really the thing that won them the game. As well as this Myr here, who Petra was unable to do anything about. Well, not only Petra, but Baby Dual Robin as well was just not able to do any damage to Myr whatsoever. The debuffs were debilitating, but for the longest time it was really just a stalemate. As long as I could keep debuffs on my enemy, on the enemy team, typically it would work out well for me. But as you can see there, the quad, and that was really unexpected. So the dance here on Shez into bonus doubler, of course, into Myr, the debuffs, what's that, panic and everything else that she does, just allowed Shez to be able to take out Myr, which really I found to be surprising. I didn't expect it, but he does quad, and with the bonus doubler, it's enough damage for him to take her out on the 4th hit. So yeah, I couldn't do anything here. Couldn't do anything, and he gets full access to my team. No one else has this encounter, so it's pretty much GG's from there. So had to surrender. Very disappointed in Petra there, because Petra is able to take out Myr, but for that matchup, I didn't really understand why she was just failing me completely. I didn't make any changes because I figured it was just like a bad first match. So let's go into the next one here. My god, I can't believe this. We got 2 units with the M name, which and they're kind of similar. It's Murin and Marnie. And it's kind of, sometimes if you say it, kind of gets mixed up. But this Marnie, I can't believe she's a free unit just in the Grail shop. This, I don't know if this is what we're gonna have, like if this is the bar expectation for what we're gonna get moving forward from Grail units, but she is fantastic, man. The miracle, the +7 healing, the fact that she has 55, I've seen up to like 70 defense on her. Yo, she is so good. And ultimately what happened here, Petra pretty much failed to do anything again. And I found it so annoying that she couldn't take out this Marnie. Even with the 2 hits of Deadeye Desperation, she dies on the follow-up attack. Because she's able to get Marnie down to 1, but I don't know, man. It must be the 77 defense or something, but yeah. Misplay there by me, which ultimately cost me the game. Baby Robin is one of the crux of this team because he gives out the no follow-up support, and Caeda really needs that no follow-up support to function as a save successfully against things like Jimbro. If Jimbro doubles her, she will get pretty much killed. She generally doesn't survive the double from Jimbro, so that's really what the no follow-up was for. So after that, Petra was out. Petra got fired. Yeah, Petra got fired and replaced by Shez, which was always the plan. If I needed to get like an extra match, Shez was going to come in on this team, but yeah, Petra really just completely underperformed, and she was shown the door. Here we go. Shez in his first match did exceptionally well. I was quite surprised at how well he performed. I don't know if I'm gonna like show you each and every one of these matches because it's already like 30 minutes and I've shown like what 3 matches. So I don't know what I'm gonna do in that regards, but pretty straightforward play here. This is a match that I was supposed to win. The first 2 matches were matches that I was supposed to win. Those were just really losses by Petra. I blame her. Even though she's not a bad unit, maybe I should swap out the Unity because that's what I have on her for Verge of Death to neutralize any debuffs on her attack and speed, which is what she needs because she has true damage. She has true damage against beast units, and also just like damage output in general, she really wants to have a high attack stat. So Verge of Death on Petra is probably the better play. So I'll accept the blame there, but she cost me those first 2 matches like 100%, which is so weird. Like one of the things I was saying in the video is that team building is so interesting because they'll like practice matches, they'll perform well. Petra is one of those that performed really well in practice matches, but then when the big day came, she really flopped. That's really what happened here. So far, literally, this is just Caeda taking us through because the teams that got banned the most, I'll go back in a second and just showed you like how many matches did I play here. Maybe I can like put together a counter and I'll put it over the video like towards the end or something. But this Caeda team is pretty much, like I said, she soloed the game mode, she soloed SDS. Caeda just was outstanding. Again, Mer almost dying, but because of the power shield fighter, she survived. I was really surprised that, because if Mer died there, I probably would have lost because that was like all ranged units and no one else had distant counter. So that's like literally all Caeda. 1, 2, 3, 4 matches so far, all Caeda. I don't need to show these because these are like matches that I drew. Yeah, Mysticat. I played Mysticat like a couple times in practice, so I didn't feel like it was the fairest matchup because he kind of knew what my teams were. So yeah, we got a draw out of that. this is his crown. I'm not gonna show like what his team was. I mean, he probably like if you know what he runs, you probably see or know what his team was. And then this person was already at rank 1, so I decided like I'm not gonna play this. I mean, you're already, if you're gonna like, I was down to 2 lives at this point. So I was like, yeah, man, if I'm gonna lose, I'm just gonna lose. I'm not gonna waste my time sweating over someone who's already rank 1. And then another draw here. This guy was really close. He needed, I think, 2 wins. Let me see. To get to rank 1. 3 wins rather to get to rank 1, which I think he ultimately did. And I didn't want to be the person to like mess up his run, because I was kind of trying to do the same thing myself here. Like, just looking at this team, I banned really well in the ban phase. I banned really well, so I knew he would pick this team because of Lilith's warping. But it wouldn't really. I don't think she has pass in a refine, no. Yeah, so she would have been able to warp. Who is her support partner? Mia? Yeah. Yeah, Mia. So she wouldn't have been able to warp in, which means that I had the advantage because a big part of their strategy was to warp around. So that ultimately gave me the advantage there, and they had Myrrh themselves, so it's kind of a mirror matchup in that regards, but we've already seen Shez be able to take out Myrrh, so I probably would have gotten that. Even with Aegis, which is the build that I was considering on my Myrrh, it also has a bit more health, probably Summoner supported or something, but yeah, that's something that I was considering. Hold on just a second here. Yeah, sorry about that again. So yeah, that's that team. We ended up drawing. This low-key would have been the only crux, or the only thing that could potentially cost me the game, because of the this is a assigned decoy, of course. So on turn 2, I would have had 1, 2, 3, 4 buffs, which low-key would be able to remove depending on the positioning. So I wouldn't have the near save, which would have given Lilith and Mia free reign to take out my squishy units here, these two. So I'd probably be left with melee versus melee. Loki's their only ranged unit. Loki would not have been able to take out Myrrh, but losing both of these Shez and Baby Dual Robin would have made it a little bit difficult to play into them. So there's a draw there. I feel like that was I just decided not to play. So yeah, there's that. And then another draw. When you play, when was this? Thursday, I think? Friday nights? Yeah, Friday nights. You typically get matched up against all of the sweats, and all of these players that I've shown you so far are all rank 1 players. So yeah, decided to go for the draw for that one as well. He had a good team also. So the basis of this team was, oh yeah, I wanted to show this. This Anankos is incredible. 66 attack, 58 speed. That's a lot actually. He's super fast. I didn't realize that he could get that fast. Probably Summoner supported. Also swapped out the weapon, of course, because the weapon that he comes with isn't really that great. So I understand the Arcane Fellstone swap, not a bad decision, but yeah, a lot of investment on this Anankos. He is very, very good as a far save, even though his res is like really low. But I mean, overall as a far save, he works really well with Ymir here. And then there's Unity, and then there's Tamara. This Tamara build, you are not getting through. Which is basically the same build that I have on my on Caeda. It's pretty much the same thing, except, you know, Lagu's Friend and Breath of Life. But Unity here, speed defense Unity, makes a ton of difference, especially when paired with Robin. Not that the buff is there currently. I don't think, is this global or is this within 2 spaces, or do you just get it? Does she have it? Okay, so it is within 2 spaces, but as you can see, I'm debuffing with Micaiah here, so she's getting a ton of stats out of that, which makes her incredibly difficult to kill. So I was like, nope, don't want to deal with that. So we drew. And then this one, this was the only one that I didn't get to go first. So because I didn't get to go first, I couldn't get to initiate the draw. And he, of course, he's going to go in because he doesn't know what my intentions are. So this is his team. I would have just drawn with him as well because, as you saw, he was pretty close to hitting rank 1. Another rank 1 player here. Dual Leon is still very good. Like, don't be afraid to use your Dual Leon. Everyone doesn't have firm Kanto Stomp, so don't be afraid to use your Dual Leon. He's still very good in this game mode. This is one of the few times that I actually let through a Dual Thor team because the other teams that he had were also very, very good. So I took my chances with this one because aside from Dual Thor, everything else is a Cav, and my team does, like, Caeda doesn't have a problem with Cavs. Great play here. Again, another reason why I say, like, Dual Leon is still very good, even though, you know, he can, Kanto 4 is a thing. You can still use your Leon. It's not a problem. I positioned purposely to allow him to shut down my 2 units. I was like, this is fine, I don't really care. Because at the end of the day, he still can attack to me now that the near save is active. And he's not able to take out Myr. Leon does not do well against hardy fighter builds. As you can see there. Especially if you have like Breath of Life support. That was a good initiation from him, but smart play here from me in a second. Wabam! And that pretty much gives me full coverage to like close him out, so he's not able to attack any of my units with his calves. None of these units do anything to Caeda. So that is that. So yeah, that would have more likely been a draw as well. But he had first move, so unfortunate for him. But he probably had lives left. I was still only down to 2 lives at this point, so yeah, had to do what I had to do. Man, again, Marnie is fantastic. Cannot believe that she's free. And there's a lot of build flexibility. This is the one that I was talking about that had like a ton of defense. Look at this, man. Oh, that is so much. You can probably get this to like 80, 90 maybe, depending on the build. But yeah, this was another good team here. The real threat here is Shez taking out Myr. But yeah, once that was no longer a thing, once we got Shez off the board, it's pretty straightforward from there. This was a near save Marnie, by the way, so it made it a little bit more difficult to work with because I had melee units, a lot of them, of course. Whew. I had to pause again. Things were getting a little bit busy at work. So yeah, here we go. This is the action portion. Now he went all the way in, which I was quite surprised by. But I guess he wanted to put down the terrain. But as you can see there, no damage to Caeda. She literally just doesn't care. Unfortunately, though, even with the armor effectiveness, I just wasn't getting any damage. But that was a big misplay, putting Shez all the way up there, because I was threatening that space, so he felt like he needed to get Shez to safety. But that was a big misplay there, and we just close it out. Pretty much GG's from there, because the only ranged threat is gone. I don't really consider Fjorm Plumeria a ranged threat, but also easy pickings there. No far save, so really Shez is the one that's going to be doing all of the heavy lifting since he has pass and warp mobility. I could have like taken out a couple units with Baby Dual Robin as well, but Shez just gets further in, so it was a lot easier to just initiate with Shez instead. But also I couldn't kill this this Marnie. She is yeah, pretty much unkillable. Even I tried Brave hits, Dual Strike. Not enough. That's how strong she is. And that's that. Still a win. So I think I forgot my count. Shoot. Maybe I should. Doing a life count is kind of whack. But 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I count these? Because they're draws. 4 draws. 5. Well, technically no. 5, 6, 7. This was my other loss. What happened here? I totally don't even remember. This was Mer lost to this Micaiah, and it completely threw me off because I was like, what? Yeah, Mer lost to this Micaiah, and I did not anticipate that happening in the slightest. He had some really good teams, which is why I had to let through the Micaiah. Not the Micaiah, the dual Fjorm, because this is not a good matchup for me. At most, I was hoping to get maybe a draw to this one, because I can't take out dual Fjorm with this team. Shez is not able to do it because of weapon triangle, and Baby Robin just doesn't put out enough damage, not with this build. But yeah, Micaiah goes in. Wow, 38, even with the Sacred Cowl. That's big damage. Shield Fighter, Sacred Cowl. That's a lot of damage that I took there, but that's pretty much GG's. I kept trying, but just wasn't able to recover after that. There's a small opening here to try to potentially take out their dual Fjorm. Put down the ice. This was a small opening to try to take out the dual Fjorm, which I did take because Jimbro can't, he's a Cav, so he can't save on the forest terrain, so that was a misplay from them. But unfortunately I was down to just 1 unit, and Micaiah is going to take out Caeda. Caeda doesn't win that matchup, so that's a full wipe there. GG's. Very well. I got outplayed. I don't know. I think I got outplayed there. I think I want to say that. That's totally fair. And then from there on, what was that, 7? I'm down to 1 life, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 wins. This is the most clutch that I've ever been in my entire life. I played all 6 of these matches on 1 life, and I didn't lose any of them. It's so crazy. I was very impressed with myself, to say the least. But yeah, that's 7 plus 6. 7 plus 6, 13, I want to say. Well, actually not all 6, so I guess 1, 2, 7, 1, 2, 3, 10. So Caeda was used 10 times, and then the Tamara team 3. Not counting the draw. I'll put a proper count down below, like either after the video or something. But yeah, I'm gonna show you these ones as well. I got time. Oh my god, this is already like 40 minutes, so this is probably gonna be like an hour, just by the looks of it. This Tamara team is, aside from, this was my second favorite team. Unfortunately, the opening is trash. Like how I set like Seth needs a trace skill needed a trace skill for the opening to be better. But this was my second favorite team. This was a match that I was supposed to win because, as you can see, I banned well. This was not their best team. I banned their best teams, so they just picked what they had left, I guess. When I say it like that, it sounds really mean, but that's a big part of the game. It's strategy. But yeah. And that's pretty much it. GG's. You're not getting through this. This one. This was the one time that I had to let through a dual Asker team. The one time. And he was the far save in this situation, and very good build as well. This Grima, I was so surprised that they dropped her perf skill for this. I had the option. I don't even think I inherited it from Dual Fjorm when I passed over Shield Fighter to her, because her perf skill is far better than this, no? In my opinion, or am I just wrong? But yeah, she was, I mean, it wasn't bad. She was still able to outspeed Felix. Felix was not able to initiate on her, which I found surprising. Could have been the bonus doubler, but then Felix has lull, a lull in his C skill, so just down to Grima being good. Yeah, we're playing around here because I always have this as an in. I just had to time it right, and I probably could have timed it a little bit better than that. The reason that I made that play was because I thought that I had the assigned decoy as the captain skill, but for this team, the captain skill is the one that neutralizes penalties. Because this team is supposed to be played a little bit more aggressively. It could have been played with the assigned decoy, but I decided to go with penalty neutralization. Since Tamara doesn't have the most, she's not the fastest, you definitely want to invest into her for her to get her peak performance, which is why I had to put Seth on this team, just to get the extra stats, because it's pretty easy to outspeed her. But yeah, that's pretty much the win there. And then again here, this was another tough match that I banned really well yet again, but I ended up getting my favorite team to be able to play. This Igrin was never going to work here because this Mur plus Haythrun pretty much shut this AoE thing down, and then the other option was Celica, and again Mur plus kind of shuts Celica down. So the only real threat here was Embla messing me up in terms of not having a unit be covered by save. So I had to find a way to get rid of Embla to make that not be a thing, and they kind of played into my hand a bit. Hold on. Alright, I'm back again. Let's continue. Now, as I said, he played into my hand with the position of Embla here, which made it easy pickings for Shez. I felt like that was the best trade that I could have done. Everyone else is going to be covered by save after I make a few plays here, because if he didn't take Shez there, he could have taken like Baby Robin, and that would have been... I wouldn't have liked that, because as I said, Baby Robin, the null follow-up is important, so losing Baby Robin would have been a big problem, as well as the action economy. But ultimately he surrendered because he realized that he just couldn't do any damage to anyone here with the nukes that he has. So yeah, taking out Embla there, smart trading. That was very smart trading. I played that very well. Very proud of myself. Brag, 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 brag. Pat self on shoulder. And from there on out, I was matched up against lower ranked players to cruise out the run. Not that they were not like as good, or like potentially a slip up like a banana peel that could have happened, but it made the rest of the run a little bit easier. So I'm not complaining. None of these units were going to take out Mur, aside from, well, let's say Ivy, who we've seen do a ton of damage to Mur before, but that was not going to be the case this time. Man, I'm pausing a lot. It's the busy part of the morning. But yeah, stuff happened. You may have missed it, but this is where we are. Team is now opened up. Shez goes in. I think that his warping is actually pretty clutch. They put down the miasma terrain there to try to take advantage of the stat swings, but unfortunately they didn't count how many turns or actions they had left. They really wanted to attack again with Felix there, but they ran out of actions, and it was my turn. I was able to go first, so that is that. Win for me. And then the rest of these are against, as you can see, gold players here. Really not much to show. I guess I could show off the Goldmary team because this was the only time that I really used it seriously. And this was the match for rank 1. So it makes sense to show it as the last match. So this was the team here. The biggest threat here is Ivy because of the stat swings, and also she's the only ranged option that I have to worry about. Everything else is melee, and none of them are going to get through or able to get through Goldmary. Even this new Reagan, with the debuffs that I have, or that I'm inflicting with Micaiah, no one is really able to get through Goldmary here. This is a terrible opening that I have for this team. Did you see how wide open the team was there? But that's really if the opponent doesn't go in like all the way on the first turn. But that's really what you saw there is really the opening. It's really bad. It's so bad. It's the worst opening. But I couldn't find anything else that like worked properly. Micaiah needs to end up in that position that she was in so that it applies threat to you further across the map. And Goldmary needs to be somewhere that she can cover everyone. And also I need to be in the plus is basically what I'm saying, to be able to get the triangle attack. Here's an Ike versus Goldmary. It's gonna, oh, you're gonna see it in a bit, I think. Does he attack or does he end turn? Oh, they end turn. Yeah. They can't go in because he just doesn't do any damage. Take out the only unit that's left to attack, and then
Welcome. Need help?
Halloween Anna brings us home. I popped the dual skill just to be flashy. I didn't need to do that. And that's that. Under an hour. Great. Even with interruptions. I'll count this out and put it at the end just to get the final tally. But I was very rarely was I ever able to use the Tamara team. People looked at it and immediately realized the threat of Fogado. I think that was perfect ban bait, although this is actually a very strong team. And I think Seth here as well made it kind of scary, like just looking at it. Like when you see Seth, if you see Seth on your opponent's team, it's probably going to be tough for you to deal with that. So you might want to ban that, unless you have some type of feud effect, like let's say Embla. But all in all, rank 1 secured. I'm not doing this again. I lost so much sleep. I even ended up on the front page, at least for mine, I guess, because these are if everyone's rank 1, then I don't know how they do this. I doubt it's alphabetical because these aren't even, you know, regular alphabet. That's a T. What's that even doing up there? But good company to be in, at least. Also, I saw where is he? I saw there's one of the master rank players that I matched against. Like I said, rank 1 player. Where is he? Mr. Cat. Ooh, BA. I think this is his first time making rank 1, so this is the flex that he put up for it. If I'm not mistaken, I think this is his first time making rank 1 for SDS. So congrats to him. And then here are just like the regulars that you always see up here on the front page. Fantastic. Fantastic. So all in all, it was a ton of fun. I get the accessory, the golden one. Don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet. MVP, definitely Caeda. You've seen her. This is the team that I use the most. Very strong. If I had to replace anyone, it would more than likely be Shez, just because I feel like they're better nukes. But he did his job well. I'd probably like put Fogado in that spot, but infantry, versus Cav on this map, I probably want to go for infantry because of the tree tiles. And if I were to swap out the saves, I would probably go for... Nah, I'd probably keep Myrrh just because of the warp bubble. Myrrh is just so good. I'd probably keep Myrrh in. And yeah, that's that. There isn't really anything else I would change on this team. That aside, what do I want to show? I want to show... I gotta update my... hopefully... since she's being displayed, since she's being put on display, I was really holding off on updating my Hannah, just because some of the skills that she needs, primarily a B skill, isn't in the game yet. I want to change from Lagu's friend to, let's say, well, it's not in the game yet, so I don't know what it will be called, but there needs to be, or at least there's going to be, I anticipate, a damage reduction skill that's going to be based off speed instead of defense. So that's really what I'm waiting on to, or what I was waiting on to update her kit, but since I am on the front page and she is being displayed in this way, I'll probably update her kit and change a couple things out, just so that she looks a little bit more presentable. There's the... I guess she has AIDS. So there's that. Man, terrible naming scheme. But yeah, that's pretty much what my plans are. I'm going to throw some, well, not like major changes, but changes that I probably wouldn't have made if I didn't finish rank 1, because it's really not needed. She still does like very well into most things these days, if properly supported. So many words. Yeah. That wraps it up. I really wanted to use my Byleth, male and female, because they're both plus 10 and they have decent refines, but they didn't make the team. I want to change his kit and give him potent, or I keep saying potent, Assassin's Occultist Strike, but I'm just holding off on the fodder for God knows why. I can't make the commitments. But yeah, I think that's everything that I wanted to say. I've said it. Maybe I give him, instead of Occultist Strike, I give him the other one that Silica has, because I do have a copy of that. I don't know. That is to be decided. But yeah, all in all, very satisfied with how things panned out. Yeah, that's it, man. GG's. See you in the next one.